I have just finished beating Fire Emblem Engage on Maddening. First playthrough. Let's talk about it. But first, I gotta get changed. Oh, that was weird. So let me tell you about my experience playing Fire Emblem Engage on Maddening for the first time ever. Now, when I'm telling you about this, you see, I did not play the game on normal. I didn't play on hard. I went straight to Maddening, and let me tell you, it was an experience. Chapter 11, Chapter 12, Chapter 13, 14, 15, 16, leaves Paralog. A lot of things happened that made me delay making this video. And so, now that I'm finally at the point where I have finished the game in its entirety, and by entirety I mean the main story, without any DLC, because I personally believe that, I want to challenge myself. But you know what? That's okay. We all make mistakes. I, for one, made a lot of mistakes, and I'm going to be covering this in this entire video. So if you want to hear about my experience as someone who played just Maddening and did not get the benefit of the bonus EXP that you get from Tempest Trials, or the bonus EXP you get from the Arena mode, because you get more than 10 XP from the Arena mode when you play on normal, I wish I knew that, because I sure as hell did not know that. Let me tell you about my experience. Starting off with the why. Why did I choose Maddening to begin with? Well, it's actually a really simple answer. I found 3 houses to be very easy. Now, granted though, I was actually pretty stupid because I played 3 houses with a lot of DLC and I had a lot of crutches when I played the game. When I did my first Maddening playthrough, like no DLC, no nothing, I picked the Blue Lions, which arguably is the easiest one to do a Maddening playthrough in my opinion. I wanted to make a perfect Maddening run where no one died, and I actually got to use every single character, at least once. At least once. I wanted to use everybody at least once. But of course, some units are going to stand out above the rest, which we'll get to in a second. But this time I decided to put on my big boy pants and said, you know what? We're going to go into this game on Maddening. I want to challenge this time, and I want to feel like I'm playing a game like I did back when I was younger. Back when there is no real guides you could actually follow and look up information on. You only had the knowledge that the game gave you and your own intuition when playing the game. I lost all of that over the years. I lost all of my skill, all of my intuition. I lost every single thing that made me a good player in any kind of game back when I was a kid and I had no kind of help other than the game itself. I lost that. I lost all of that. I wouldn't say it was difficult to actually beat the game. It was annoying to beat the game. The game was never actually hard. It was just annoying. And there are several units that I will get into later that made the game so much more annoying. And in the final level, let me tell you, the final level's map design is top tier because it pissed me off so much. See, I'm a defensive strategist, but in this game, they punish you for playing defensively and Maddening. If you are taking way too long, i.e., I think about it's 10 turns on one level, they will start sending waves of about 6 different minions. They send those guys in there, and you have to rush to finish a level at this point, otherwise your backline is going to get wiped. It actually made me remember that, oh wait, I gotta have someone to watch the backline and also have someone who's leading the front charge. Well, I had to leave the main tank in the front, but I also thought to myself, why do I put a second tank in the back just in case? And that strategy absolutely failed most of the time. The only way for me to be successful was to kill them before they could kill me. The best defense at this case was offense. Whenever someone was left behind, I had 2 choices, okay? Either reset the game or pray to the gods that they will actually survive the turn. Most cases I had to reset the game. Remember when I told you that at turn 10 they start sending in a lot of units, like I think about 6 I said earlier? Well, here in chapter 25 it gets a lot more annoying because at turn 5, they start sending in waves of 6. Then at turn 10, they start sending in waves of 15. And you just have to accept it, and you gotta run and run and run and pray that you can actually make it in time. But if we're talking about Paralogs, the hardest one for me was without a doubt not Ike. It was actually Leaf's Paralog was the most difficult for me because the ballistas pissed me off so much because no matter what I did, every unit was going to die initially. I had to figure out, okay then, how many Lin clones can I make that can actually eat the ballistas, and then how many people can have enough HP to tank the ballistas, all while you gotta watch out for the Cavalier line coming up at you. Speaking of reinforcements, let's talk about my favorite unit in the entire game for the enemy, okay? The Thieves. for some reason, the thieves have defense equal to my Great Knight. For some, it was a risk to actually put any fist user in front of somebody who's using a dagger, because sure, you're going to break them during your turn, but come the next turn, if they're not dead, you are dead. You're going to be put in the t-shirt faster than me when I get stopped by the police. So it's safe to say that my most hated unit was always going to be dagger units, because I had no way to actually counter them. I just had to tank their damage or attack them from afar. Shout out to the skill Thoron and El Thunder, because that was my only skill that I put on mages. Maybe at times I'd use El Fire to tank out, the generals and everything like that, but 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to buff up Thoron or buff up El Thunder, because being able to attack from a range of 3 is so much better. But when I see the archer comes back with a longbow, then I start praying to Milla that they will actually miss, in which case they will proceed to crit off of 2%. But overall, I've had to say the top 3 units to watch out for if you're playing Madden. Any unit that is a freaking backup, because they send so many freaking backups in one level that I cannot stand it. I got chained 9 times by backups, okay? 9 times by backup. Poor Panette could barely tank it. I think she had like 2 HP by the time the fight was over. And guess what happened afterwards? Oh yeah, that's right. They crit off of 5%. I know, it always happens, of course. People just tell me, oh, that's just maddening, man. No, that's just God working against me. So with that being covered, let's talk about the biggest mistake that I actually made while playing. And I can tell you this one off the top of my head, I did not know that you got bond fragments by getting achievements, because I have unlocked nearly every single achievement while playing, and I just thought, oh, that's pretty cool. They told me how many hours I played. Oh, that's nice. I got support and seeing a little achievement. I popped up for the support. I did not know I had to go over to that bulletin board and then press OK to accept all of my achievements, because when I tell you I had 9,000 bond fragments waiting for me the entire run. Not 9,000, I'm sorry. 90,000 bond fragments. I had 90,000 bond fragments waiting for me the entire playthrough. And every time while I was playing the game, I'm thinking to myself, oh boy, I wonder what happened, man. I can't get that many bond fragments. I just don't have enough bond fragments. I can't actually level up my bond between my units and my emblems. I was just being stupid. I did not read the directions, apparently. I did not know I was supposed to go to the achievements board, because the only thing I used that board for, was to actually put level 2 on Brodia. And that's it. I put level 2 on Brodia because they had the word bro in their name. I said, bro, that's what's up. I did not use Anna the way that I was supposed to use Anna. Initially, I was going to use Anna as an axe unit because, oh, she's shown up as an axe. I used her as an axe before back in 3 houses. This is going to turn out pretty well. Offhandedly, okay, hold on. I know what I said, no guides or anything like that, but when I'm scrolling through Reddit and I casually see a lot of people talking about Anna as a mage, it then start to hit me and say, oh, wait a second, man. Because I realized like her ability is probably the best thing for making money, and I really wish I had that during my run, but I did not use Anna. And that was probably why I was poor most of the game. I was poor. In fact, I remember I started chapter 19. You want to know how much gold I had? 34. I had 34 gold, and I was trying to figure out how am I going to buy my last men so Hortensia can actually heal properly. I was poor. I had no bond fragments. I had no gold. I had nothing. I was poor. Thank God I learned to actually engrave by chapter 13. He has such a high magic growth. I am so mad that I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to make Anna an axe user. I was actually letting people whose rings they already had inherit those skills, but keep those rings. For example, I let Tamara inherit Ike's resolve. And I let her keep Ike's ring the entire playthrough. If you do not know already, you do not need to inherit resolve if you are going to use Ike's ring. You just have it as a skill. Oh, and another thing about money making. See, I can go on for days about this. But the thing is, I did not know that Leaf's Quadra hit could actually get you 1,000 gold until I accidentally put him on a a covert or whatever. I accidentally put him on a covert. I gave him to Etier. Then I looked over. I said, wait a second, what's that? 1,000 gold? You want to know when I learned this? Chapter 20. Vanner got that dog in him. Clan, I don't like his voice actor, but he pretty good. Fram is based. Alfred, pretty based as well. Celine, she gotta stop talking about T. Boucheron, that's that GOAT. Etier, she's probably the best archer despite the fact she don't have any kind of speed. Lou Ferrigno, Louis the Rock Johnson, Louis the Grass Tyson, Louis the Prodigal Son, Louis the Chosen One, Louis the GOAT. Chloe's a good flyer. John made for a good punching bag in the arena. Diamant got dragged kicking and screaming after a song, but then I had to drop him out of the party. Al Chris was dragged kicking and screaming through the bench. Amber has the best voice in the entire game. If you don't believe me, you were just wrong. Jade is actually pretty base, but I had to drop her off as well because she wasn't putting up the numbers when the time came up. Citrine was literally the anchor for the entire run. If I did not have Citrine in any kind of map that I was playing on, I was automatically going to lose. Her damage was absolutely phenomenal. I don't know what it is about Lapis, but I just like her. Hiya Papaya. Saphira severely underrated.
Can I get to sweet, yes.
They did you dirty with your effect.
Show me the way, 'cause I got bills to pay.
As Jay-Z said, never go Eric Benet. I never knew he had that dog in him till he was dogging him with that dog in him. He playing DDR, he don't even got a screen. The game wants me to love Ivy, but I already liked Ivy. Hortensia's cute. Zelkov got that dog in him, but he was already dogging him. He took a lesson from Piccolo on how to dodge. When times are tough, I actually had to rely on Rosado. He did not fail. Goldmaid was the unexpected tank for all the dagger units. I'm so glad that she showed up. I still regret trying to use you with Axis. Not gonna lie, I like old characters, but Linden is not it. Vale showed up and showed out in the last chapter. He also got that dog in him. The story was actually pretty fun. I didn't really expect a lot of horrific twists and turns or anything like that. One of my favorite story points was that how they actually fleshed out Zephyr and Gris a lot more. I really like Gris as a character. I know it sounds really weird for me to say that, but I like Parry, so of course, when they pulled out Gris's admiration for Zephyr and Zephyr being a mage dragon and everything like that, I kind of like that. I don't know why, but I kind of like that. What I didn't like, though, about that is how she just switched sides and how she was able to craft that weapon so easily near the end of the game. And I'm thinking to myself, you couldn't have done that sooner? When people are just crazy for the sake of being crazy, they ask Gris, what are you doing here? You got no ties to nobody. You are literally not even part of the Fell Dragon family. And Gris, what do you say? What do you mean, why am I here, bro? I just want some action. That's all I'm here for. I'm about the action, and I love that. I love that so much. But overall, after playing the game for over 200 hours, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Was it worth playing this game for over 200 hours? I will say, consecutively, no. But over time, yes. If I were to take my time playing this game, and it only took me about 200 hours, that would greatly be worth it. But playing it in succession for 200 hours, no. In fact, I highly regret all 200 hours because I probably could have took those 200 hours and made a business like the top G that I... But yeah, that was actually my maddening experience. And with that, thank you for making it to the end of the video. All right, there's nothing else for you. Have a nice day. Drink some water. I'll catch you guys next time.